Alright, can I get a show of hands on who's had the experience where you go out with friends and by the end of the night you go to pay your tab and you're blown away by how expensive it is? I see that's all of you. I'm right there with you. One more question. Have you guys ever checked your online bank statement or gotten in the paper one and by the time you look at it you can't believe you've spent 70 bucks on coffee or lunch? Alright, so I see we're all equally guilty. Trust me, I've been there the entire time. And what you don't realize is where all your money is going. Today, I'm going to give you this very simple solution on how to make that not happen anymore. Sounds good, right? So several years ago, I took a job that had a lot less income than what I'd been accustomed to. And when I did that, I had to come up with my own plans on how to make myself financially free and not worry about all this. I could get my bills paid, but I couldn't have any fun. I didn't have money to go to the bar. I didn't have money to go to events. And overall, I was miserable. So one day I sat down and I looked at my spending. And I did exactly what we just talked about. I saw that I was spending 40 bucks on coffee and 60 bucks on lunch. And I then came up with this easy solution that'll bring you back to your childhood. A weekly allowance, a cash weekly allowance. So today, I'm going to give you the information you need and the solutions for these problems. And by the time you leave, you will want to start your own $50 cash allowance to help you control your spending. You will learn what major problems we come into with want money overspending. You will learn the very easy solutions, and you'll be running out the door to get to the bank to pull it out in cash. CNN Money's Angela Johnson says we as Americans come to two major problems with overspending. The first one is intangible items used for purchase. Short-term loans, credit cards, debit cards, not physically using cash to buy something. The second issue, we talked about a little bit earlier, but it's not realizing where your money goes. So when it comes to credit or debit card spending, I know all of you, when you take $75 cash out and buy a dress or a shirt or a pair of pants, it hurts a lot more than just swiping that card for 75 bucks and it going away. Or a lot of us will take out short-term loans for major electronics or large appliances when we should just save the money and buy it new. The easy solution to that is cash allowances. The second major problem is not knowing where our money goes. And the perfect example is if you eat fast food twice a week. That's $40 a month and $2,000 a year. How many of you wish you had $2,000 extra at the end of a year? I know. And then the other small things are like when you're going out to a bar with your friends, if you're paying cash for every drink, you see where your money's going. So that overspending can be curbed right there with a cash allowance. So this may sound childish, or it may sound complicated or too much time, but I promise you it works. Because when you have a cash allowance, one, during that week, you know where every dollar is going. Also, if you run out on Tuesday, you're kind of upset that you don't have any money for the rest of the weekend. So you learn to manage your money better without even trying. Now you know what the solution is. Let's talk about how to do it. The first part is going to be coming up with the amount of money that you think is appropriate. Someone in my situation, similar to you guys, I find that no more than $50 a week is plenty of money to do the things I want to do. Anything over than that is still going to be overspending, and it'd be better just to save it. Save it away for a rainy day. Buy something you've been waiting for. Now that you know how much and what you want to do, there's a couple of options on how to do this. When I first started budgeting, I would take 4 envelopes at the beginning of every month, and I'd put $50 cash in each one of them. Every Monday, I'd go to the kitchen, grab my envelope, and it was Christmas every time. 50 bucks, there you go. If I ran out on Tuesday, like I talked about earlier, I would be out, and I'd have to wait till the next week. Now, for some of you, you may not be able to do this. You may not have $200 at the beginning of every month. It's also easy to just withdraw the money every time you get paid. Now that you know how to do it, and you know the solutions that this fixes, I'm sure you're already thinking about, okay, I gotta go to the bank when I leave here, make sure I have $50 in my wallet, and let me see if she was telling the truth. Let me see if this really works. I promise you, a cash allowance is the right solution. You know the issues, you know the solutions, and now it's time to start saving today. Now go out there and start spending cash, and I want to welcome you to the world of financial freedom. Yay!